You are tuned into the TRIBETEA podcast with Nigel the Voodoo Child.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the TRIBETEA podcast. So this episode is going to be a little bit on the shorter side. So it is going to be premiering on YouTube as well. So shout out to all of the YouTube listeners. Today's episode is going to be a little bit on the triggery side, okay? That's why I'm premiering this a little bit later in the night. We are on Eastern Standard, so it's probably not that late for you. But I did want to hold out on this just so we can get a little bit more of a late night crowd because I do want to give you guys a trigger warning. Our episode today is about a narcissistic partner or being in a relationship with a narcissist and some triggering things like domestic abuse, manipulation, just things like that. Just if stuff like that triggers you, maybe this is not the episode, okay?
I got your entry and I was really interested. I haven't had anybody talk about they're dealing with narcissists or anything like that on the podcast yet. How did you meet this person? Because I know they don't always start out as the bad guy,
It's literally things that you say all the time on your channel. I met this guy through an online app. I forgot the name of it. It was just a random one.
Oh Lord, you don't even remember the name.
All the time.
What is that? Just like a thing? Would you just be on a lot of apps at that time, like a lot of dating apps?
No, probably only about 3 or 4.
Okay.
But this happened to be the only one that I actually met someone through.
Okay. So you met him through the dating app. Now, did he automatically just want to meet? Did you guys talk for a little bit?
Initially, I'm the type of person where I like to take things slow. I'm never the type to just, I'll meet you, after talking to you for 3 days. I've never been like that. Mm-hmm. But with him, he said, well, okay, since you don't like to go fast and stuff, I can wait into meeting you. But it's I could tell that he was trying to pressure me into meeting him. So we never met super, super quick, but I could kind of just tell something's off.
Yeah, he was being a little too pushy too early. Did you guys have an age difference?
No, he was only I believe a year and a couple of months.
Okay. So when did you finally feel comfortable enough to meet him in person?
I'll say after a few months. Okay. We actually met up. He didn't seem too bad of a person. He actually seemed literally too good to be true, which is a classical narcissist.
Right. So what was the points that he talked? Because I know narcs tend to talk themselves up and stuff. So on the first date, did he show signs of being very into himself or anything like that?
No, he was very covert with it. So you have just narcs that are just very overt with it, just self-absorbed, full of themselves.
Right.
But he, on the other hand, he was very low key with it. So he'll not make it seem I think I'm the best and all of this. He'll just make slight remarks, where it's kind of you're being just a little bit conceited, he'll just make slight remarks oh yeah, and I'm so glad I was raised with good manners, or oh, I'm glad that I know how to respect people. It's just normal things that you just want to say just out there.
Yeah.
Did
he ever say things or do things that just did not make sense, or you knew for a fact wasn't the truth?
Yeah. So for an example that I actually just brought up with a friend not too long ago, he was what he would call a car enthusiast or an auto mechanic, but I quickly learned to find out this dude knew absolutely nothing about cars at all, and he only wanted to make it seem he was into auto mechanics just for, I guess, the reputation. I have no idea.
Oh my God. How did that even come up? That's so random. How did that skill set even come up to where he'd be oh yeah, I do that.
Right. At the time, I'm just no one would really just lie about so many mundane things. It's not even with auto mechanics. It'll be I don't know, it'll just he'll lie. I'll ask him oh, what color is the grass? He'll lie and say it's purple or something. I can clearly see it's green. Like, it'll just be, like, just the smallest things. And, like, I wouldn't even really suspect, like, oh, maybe he's not into cars, or maybe he's lying, because I'm like, why would you need to lie about something
right?
like that? It makes no sense.
So, like, did you guys end up actually dating?
Yeah, for a year and a half, actually,
Oh,
it was
wow.
a complete train wreck. Like, a complete train wreck.
Well, when did you, because obviously, like I said earlier, things start off good and then true colors come out. So, like, when in the, like, relationship part did you notice, okay, you know, he got some certain particular personality traits? Let's just say that.
Yeah, so it was actually, I'd say, like, towards, like, the very end of our relationship. Because just after that, I just noticed a lot of stuff about him. In my head, I just gotta go. Like, I can't put up with it anymore. But, like, I actually wrote a journal, like, just journaling about the relationship, because the thing with dealing with narcissists, like I told my friend, it's like a lot of people, you'll hear stories about people being with these abusers or people that are emotionally, mentally abusive to people, manipulating them. But it's like, while you're in a relationship itself, you're just so blindsided. So
Right.
It's like you don't really notice until you take yourself outside of the relationship. And midway, I started journaling, and I just came to a lot of conclusions, like, yeah, like, something is seriously wrong with this dude, and, like, I deserve better than this, and I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Another thing that narcissists tend to do is they usually need to be praised a lot. Like, was that a thing that he would do?
Yeah, it'll be times where he'll literally just make up, like, just random situations to be upset, so that way I'll have to comfort him for it. Like, just stupid things. Like, he'll be like, oh, like, he'll literally take, like, okay, so, like, he'll take, like, a rack out of something purposely. He'll take it out, and then he'll come to me and say, oh, I lost this, and I don't know where it is, and, like, he'll just be in distress. But it's like, the whole time, it's like, you know where it is. You're just seeking attention, and, you know, like, you're just seeking, like, I guess, like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand the mindset of these people. I really don't.
Was he, like, giving in the relationship at all? Like, did he give you gifts or?
Yeah, it was a few times in a relationship where he gave me gifts and stuff, just what he would say, just, I don't know, like, just for the sake of it. But then he'll turn around and he'll, like, use the gift that he bought me as leverage.
Yep.
So, say, you know, if, like, he's in the mood for sex or something, I'm like, no, I'm not in the mood. He's like, oh, so what about the time I bought you this, and you can't even do that for me, and I bought you this? Like, you can't even cook me food, and I went out and bought you a whole dress. Like, you mean to tell me you can't do anything for me, and I went out here and did all of this stuff for you? Like, it's like, sick. It's really sick.
Yeah, that's that entitlement, that sense of entitlement. Like, I don't know why, but a lot of people that have, like, narcissistic personalities feel like you have to buy love, or like it's a competition, or like, well, you took those, so I take this. And it's like, it's not how life goes. Did he feel guilty about saying those things to you at all? Or, like, did he show any guilt at all?
No, like, that's the messed up thing about it, is that I've actually found this out through him. Like, these people are fully aware of, like, what they're doing, not only to themselves, but to other people, but they just don't care. Like, it's all for self-serving purposes.
Yeah. I was going to ask, did you ever see him do, like, certain little tricks on other people? Like, little games on other people?
I've never seen him, like, in the act of doing it, but it'll be times where he'll say something to someone else, you know, like, kiki, ha-ha in their face, and like, oh, I have your back, and if you need me, I'm here for you. And then, like, he'll turn right back around when they're not in the room and, like, basically just slander them, like,
Wow.
like, oh, they're a piece of shit, and, oh, like, I'm only with them because maybe they'll blow up someday, and I'll be there with them. Like, just stupid things, you know? And I'm just like, you can't be serious.
Right. But he dead ass. That he said it with his whole chest. That is how he feels.
he'll notice that, oh, the things I'm saying normal people shouldn't say, so he'll play it off as, oh, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding, right?
Nah,
But
you
it's
were
like,
dead serious.
no,
Right.
no, yeah.
You was dead ass. Oh my God. So how did you get out of this? Because if one thing I know about narcs is that they don't take losing well. So how did you manage to get out of this situation?
Yeah, so it was multiple times throughout the relationship where I blatantly just told him I don't want to deal with this anymore. Like, I deserve better. I don't need this. And like, he would literally, it'll be times where he would literally like up the love bomb me. So he'll be like,
hell
let
no.
me get you this. I can get you this. Like, trying to buy my
love bombing you, right?
buy me back.
Right.
Yeah. And stuff, and then like if that didn't work, then it would just turn into like full blown like verbal and emotional abuse, to where like he'll just be like cursing me out, threatening my life, threatening to show up and like kill me and my family if I didn't take him back, saying like, oh, I'll hurt you, and by the time you call authorities, they won't be there to help you. If you don't take me back, I'll kill you, and like all of this crazy stuff, like serious insane, like insanity, literal insanity. And it was literally like I literally had to move. I moved, changed my number, blocked him on all social media networks, because it's like he knows, like he knew like where I stayed. And the thing about these people is like they're deranged in a sense, and with him, he literally didn't care about any of the consequences to any of his actions, legal or not.
Right.
So I literally had to go no contact, and it seemed like so far.
I'm so sorry that happened. I can't even imagine. You literally had to go completely ghost. Completely ghost.
Yeah.
This man is crazy. What did your family say? Like, how because I'm sure you said he don't give a hell about consequences, and I know that shit probably seeped over at some point.
Yeah, it's like I didn't really mention it to my family because first of all, like around other people, like I've actually allowed him to meet my family.
Yeah.
And he put on, like a very good
show.
time and stuff. So I tried to talk to my family about it. But all I got is, oh, he seems like a good person. And, oh, no, like, you mean to tell me, oh, no, not him. It's like with these people, they put on a facade and a persona to the outside world. So it'll be, like, very unbelievable. But it's like, like behind closed doors, these people are mentally and...
They are professional showmen. Like, life is a show for them. They are professional showmen. And I'm sorry your people didn't believe you. Like... That is so crazy that he was going that hard. Like, that is crazy to me. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, girl, like, these people just be, he hasn't contacted me over text message or call or anything. I haven't seen him because I literally moved out of the area. However, he knew, like, while I was in a relationship, I would read a lot of Reddit posts. So recently I've seen that, like, it was by him. He had his name in it. He sent a Reddit post trying to see if he could get in contact with me. And it was a post like, oh, I realized I messed up and I'm sorry. Just, like, call me. And, like, I literally just ignored it. So I'm like, wow, like, he literally couldn't get in contact with me in real life. So he literally went to Reddit, typed up a post to try and get my
contact, right?
My money out.
Right, like what in the hell is wrong with him? He really thought it all through to try to get through. Yeah. That is so eerie.
That's why I feel like it was easy for me compared to a lot of people that I've read online and seen videos for to get out of a relationship. Girl, I have a whole journal, like not a few pages, but a whole journal about this narcissistic relationship. And it's I can literally flip through a few pages. Yeah, it was one time where he got mad and he literally started swerving my car. I let him drive my car one time just out of, the fact that he didn't have one. And I allowed him to drive with me in the car, of course. I didn't let him drive by himself, and he literally started swerving the car because I said something that upset him. What? And I wrote about that was in the journal. This will be a little bit kind of heavy, but
Right,
it was
trigger
one
warning,
time
y'all.
where this dude literally told me that he didn't care about going to hell because
Wait
he
a
knew he
damn
was a
minute.
bad person.
Well,
And
there you
girl, I
go.
swear to
Like,
God, I'm not kidding.
I don't see how more honest it gets than that. Jesus.
Right, like I told him and stuff. He's like, "Oh, so like, what is your belief? What's your religion?" I'm like, "Oh, well, personally, I don't have a religion, but I do believe that there is a God." And he's like, "Oh, well, when I was younger, I used to know I was going to hell and that I was a bad person, but since I was going to hell, it didn't matter." I'm like, "Who the hell says this?
Right, who
Like,
has
says
that
something like this?"
viewpoint of themselves? Like, that's crazy to me. Have you ever talked to, like, his parents before?
No, because he's actually an orphan. Like, his mom passed away when he was, I believe, 10 or 11, and he just never had a dad. Like, he was literally raised by his older sister and just his friends. Like, he had no actual upbringing.
That could also contribute to whatever's going on upstairs, too. Still doesn't reason it and make it right at all. But definitely could see how that could mess somebody up in the head. But I know, like, narcissism is mainly like a personality trait and not so much a mental disorder. But the fact that bro thinks since he was a child that he's going to go to hell, like, something's not right.
Yeah.
Something ain't right. That is crazy. This man is
like,
crazy.
it was literally just a whole shit show. But it's like, it literally didn't unfold until I was already in it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the sucky part. It's like, oh, if I would have known you were trash, I could have easily avoided this. But it's like, no, these people, like, do things and then, like, mentally manipulate you to, like, make it seem like, oh, well, maybe I'm tripping, like, I'm taking it the wrong way, maybe it isn't what it is, like, that type of thing. You know, but it's like, just over time throughout the relationship, I realized that it's not the way that he was brought up. It may have a contribution to it, but like, I talked to his friends on the side as well, friends that he's known since he was a little kid, and they said, like, he's just always been like this. Like, it's not a phase. It's not like just, oh, well, I lost my mom, so now I'm just like acting out. It's just like just embedded in him.
Dude, that might not even be narcissism. That might be borderline. And I'm not trying to diagnose nobody. Look, I'm not no therapist or nothing. But that might even be like a borderline sociopath for real. You said you think you're going to hell. That is not a very grand thought of oneself. Like, he might have more stuff going on than even him or his friends know, because I'm just glad that you don't got to deal with that no more, because that's scary. Like, you didn't sign up for that shit.
Oh, yeah, and it was one time where he had got this dog from his uncle, and at this time, before he got his car, like, I used to just let him ride with me and, like, just use my car for a bit. And I woke up, we went to get this dog and stuff, and, like, girl, like, I'm over here, like, he wants to get this dog. Like, I'm an animal lover. I love dogs. I love cats. I just like animals in general.
Yeah.
So I'm excited when he went to go get this dog. And he's over there talking to his uncle and stuff, like, oh, yeah, the dog is going to a good home, and I can't wait to take him inside and feed him and play with him and all of this stuff, you know, just hyping it up. And then I get back, you know, thinking, oh, I can't wait till we get inside and play with the dog and stuff. Girl, no. We got back. Guess what he did? He took it to the backyard and chained this dog to a zip line and left the dog there. Like, no shed, no water, no food, no nothing. Like, chained this dog to a zip line. And the only shed that this dog had looked like it was abandoned and wasn't used for, like, fucking 30, 40 years or something.
Holy!
Wow.
Like, I kid you not. And, like, it's insane. Like, insane.
I just don't get, what was the what happened to the dog?
The dog had ran away, and before we got the dog,
that's probably the best thing to happen to the dog.
Dogs had a history of, like, running away or getting stolen and stuff, just making up lies.
That's what I'm.
And, like, once he got the dog, I realized that no, the dog ran away because he literally just abused these damn animals. like the dog would jump on him and stuff. He'll literally just like knock the dog to the ground, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, I'm finna call
The people, right?
Either on you or somebody. Like, no, what are you doing?
That is so sick. So
Yeah.
he got a history of messing with animals. He think he's going to hell.
Let me ask the audience.
I don't know. I don't think that's a personality. That might be something else. That's scary. That is so scary. And how old is he?
He's young. He's like 20, maybe 21 now. I'm not sure, but he's like 20, 21.
I mean, he still has some time, but like his friend said, if he's always been that way, I mean, he got about what, like 3 or 4 years until he's just gonna be how the hell he's gonna be. So he's a lost cause. I'm sorry. That might sound negative to some people listening, but that man sounds like a lost freaking cause and a danger to society. Like, just to be fucking blunt, that is crazy.
Yeah, like, just like I said, I wrote a whole journal about it. Just a few things that this dude has done is literally insane. And it was like when at the very beginning of the relationship, he would just bash his exes and say, "Oh, my exes left me," and like just like making it seem like they're the bad person, you know, and like I'm a good person. I don't know why people are just leaving me, but it's like, no, like you're fucking crazy. Like, you're literally insane. And it's sad, like, it's literally sad because I'm like, this isn't his first relationship. This isn't his first time doing it like this. I'm just the only one to call him out on it.
Right.
And there may be some girl that'll come along the line, maybe a few months or like a year from now, that'll think the same thing I thought. Oh, like, maybe, you know, he just had a bad upbringing and like, like just trying to justify things that this dude has done. But no, like, this dude is fully aware of what he's doing.
Right. What advice would you give to somebody who is in that situation and may not know how to get out? Like, what is something that maybe you wish that you knew when you were in that situation?
My honest advice to anyone that is in a narcissist relationship or even think that they may be in a narcissist relationship is to literally just trust your instincts. Like, literally just trust your gut feeling, because everyone has a gut feeling. You can just tell when something isn't right. And it's like with narcissists, you can tell that something isn't right. But unlike other people, it's like they'll literally try and like manipulate your mind and make it seem like you're the one that's crazy. Like there's something wrong with you and that their actions are okay and that you're just perceiving it in a certain way. Like any red flags that you see in any relationship, like out. I don't care how good they treating you. I don't care how good the dick is. I don't care what they buying you. Like out ASAP.
And if you don't mind me asking, what are you gonna do with the journal now that you're out of the relationship?
Well, now that I'm out of the relationship, I kind of plan on maybe starting an audio YouTube channel or maybe just like a video YouTube channel where I sit down and talk. Just giving advice to people that have been in a narcissist relationship or just people that may be in one, searching for clues. Because when I was in a relationship, what I did and what I realized a lot of people do is you'll literally get online and you'll Google like certain things that they do, like, oh, my husband left the stove on and blame me for it. And like you'll Google like
checking off the box, right?
My husband did this to me. Like you'll Google stuff like this. So I just really want to use the knowledge and just the wisdom and the experience that I have dealing with this situation and just pass it on to other people.
You are tuned into the TRIBETEA podcast with Nigel the Voodoo Child.
Thank you guys so much for kicking it with us in the premiere. And I also just want to thank Leigh a second time for telling her story. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what becomes of her journal. I know some of y'all might think it's weird that I ask about that, but I really do think the written word is very powerful. And I don't know, I'm just very interested to see where that goes. I just want to thank everybody in the YouTube premiere again. Thanks to everybody listening on Spotify, Apple, or if you're listening on, shopvoodoochild.com. Thank you. I don't really have a final thought for today. It is kind of late. But again, thank you. And I will see you guys next week with the season finale. Like, I can't believe it, but it's finally here. I will be doing auditions for season 2. It will be exclusively call center related, okay? Yeah, just keep on the lookout for that. Go to shopvoodoochild.com and become a member of the tribe so that you can be updated on when there will be a new casting call, okay? Thank you guys so much again and have an awesome night. Bye.